This is the home/profile view, or the top level view for a user when they enter the app. So it's going to show their plan, the amount of energy they have, which is basically a unit that keeps track of every action they do to limit how hard they're hitting my hard drives, GPU, CPU. This tracks the total storage that you've used across the site. You can capture a raw ID, which is basically a piece of context that you don't want to place on a node yet, just something floating. So as you can see, I have all my current raw IDs in here that are just random things. All your quick links, so these are all going to be from nodes, but relative to your user profile. So you can see all the nodes across all your different nodes. Click on it to view the note from that node, etc. Mail is nodes where other people have tagged you. A lot of me tagging myself, just testing it. Contributions are your everything you've done, all your actions. Invites are when people invite you to other trees. So as you can see, and I'm going to go to a tree. Well, it's a bad example because it's my brother's tree. So this is my tree. Down here, you can see I can invite people, and if they accept it, they will be able to come to my tree and help me out with it. And while I'm here, I may as well talk about transaction approval nodes. Every node acts as a wallet that holds values. They can even connect to the Solana blockchain. So if there's multiple people in a tree, you can choose how trades are made between other nodes. That way, like let's say you have a wallet that has $100 and you want to make sure everyone approves, then you can do all people approve, etc. Deleted keeps track of all your deleted trees and nodes. So everything that you delete isn't actually hard deleted, but it can be recovered. So these are all trees or branches inside of a tree that I've deleted, and you can revive them as new trees or revive them onto a existing tree, which is nice. So like say I wanted this create tree to be a part of this graduate tree, I could just delete this create tree and then revive it onto say poll day. Could revive it right here and it would just become a part of that. Oh, excuse me. Alright, and right here are all your roots, which are in your trees. You can create a new tree. So for now, I'm just gonna start talking to the AI. You can adjust the sizing. And there's these modes, which will make more sense in a second, but I'll explain it now, screw it. The home mode is basically just the intro mode. When you join the site, you can talk to about anything. I'm gonna make a new mode just called Just Talk, which is purely for talking and no functionality. But for now, the home mode will say hello and present you your root nodes and guide you to a root node to work from. So and this is, I'm still working on this, it's really janky right now, but the AI response is actually embedded with HTML so that you can click on them and you don't have to type the responses. So I'm going to say I want to work on the VOFO dash cam, which is 6, or I could click it over here. So it's telling me to open it. It will automatically switch, but I can also tell it to open it. It's just not doing it because my prompting is bad right now, but I'm going to fix that. So get the tree. And there we go. We've now switched over to the tree. So our previous responses are kind of cached, and we are in a new AI mode, with new options. So now we have the build, which is for creating branches and structure and reorganizing stuff. We have edit, which is for messing with individual node data, which I'll get more into. We have B mode, which is for going through leaf nodes and acting on them, which is useful for like plans. And then we have reflect, which is for talking about the tree, and there's also an understanding process, which I'll show you guys. So for now, this tree is pretty complete, so I'm going to go back to my profile, and we're going to switch back to the home mode. I'm going to make a new tree called book. What should the book be about? How to train a dog. That's a good one. Alright, so now we've loaded this tree, so I'm in the tree view. It's kind of hard to tell because there's no children, but if I go to my profile view and there's this tree, I'll compare it to the view of a tree so you can see there's all these children, but I'm going to this new tree, which with no children. So I'm in build mode, and I'm going to tell the AI, alright, make a new branch called structure, and inside give me 5 chapters, and make up the titles to follow the title of the book and train how to make a dog. So I'm gonna tell the AI, I could artificially create these branches manually, but I'm lazy, so I'm gonna make the AI make the structure. Alright, so it's giving me the proposed structure. I know it's proposed, I just like to say it that way. Alright, it's been added, so let's refresh. Nice, we got the structure here. So now I'm going to clear the conversation state, just because if it gets too long, the AI can start to struggle. And it still has the same context because we're in this tree and it's in build mode, so we're not losing like any of that. So now I'm going to say, go into each chapter and give me 3 sub-chapters for further detail. We will add notes later to fill in final details. Alright, that's strange. Let's try this again. That is the correct ID. The structure's here. Alright, try getting active branches. Okay, that was a strange bug. Have to figure that out. So it's giving me all the sub chapters for like chapter 1, foundation to understanding dog behavior, dog communication signals, behavioral motives and emotions. So these are matching up to each. So yeah, I'll let it add those to respective. The thing about this is it's kind of generative, so you run into some issues like that. By the way, it's doing work right now. It's just not loading, it's not refreshing the page, but I guarantee if I go back to this tree view, yeah, it's calling all the functions on the back end. I'm gonna be making it the AI side update this side a lot better, and then also this side is going to update the AI side context better. It's already like 70% of the way there, but some tool calls and some actions aren't registering yet. Let's see how close it is now. Okay, nice. And I'm just gonna, it's probably gonna redirect me once it finishes, but Yeah, okay, there's no notes in these, which is good. Alright, let's finish loading all these nodes in there. So now what I'm going to do is I want to fill in the details for these nodes. So I'm going to switch over to B mode, which is basically a mode to be guided through the tree's leaves to fill in details and complete them, which is useful for plans like workout plans. So I'll show you a little run through. Let's enter beam. Let's do this, and in each leaf we will add notes to fill in details to finish the book. Alright. Let's start with chapter 1. This is excellent. Holy crap. I don't know crap about dogs, so I'll let you fill in the details here. Make it good. My adjectives are lacking. Okay, some kind of, oh, we got through it. There we go. Like I said, generative. Okay. Okay, great. Next. Wait, what? That looks really good, actually. Oh, it did add all that. Okay, nice. That is beautiful. Work. Yeah, this, as of now, the this B mode, I'm basically passing the AI the whole entire structure of the tree and asking it to reason which leaves to go to, which is not good because it's doing a lot of thinking and context work and moving around. So what I'm going to be doing today or tomorrow is adding a function that the AI can call, passing in a tree, and it will calculate with code the leaves in the right order so that the AI doesn't even have to think about it. It'll just get sent to the right node and then call the next function, which means I'm gonna stop displaying this for now, and I'm going to talk about some of the other features of the tree. So every single one of these nodes has multiple versions. So when you click on a node, this is version 0. I'm going to go to view all versions. So this is kind of like the home base for the node. You can see all the versions, the parent of the node, all the children, and you can also add scripts. So I'm just going to do like a test script to show you guys. But if you want to learn how scripting works, you can go to this help, and basically there's like there's a whole API behind the app. There's also custom scripting implementation. The API is kind of hidden because I don't have docs up for it yet, but it's all there. You can use this for now to build very basic scripts. The main feature of this, which is cool, is get API, so you can pull external data and implement it into your tree. But yeah, the scripts also, it will keep track of all your edits. So if I type in like console.log hi, save changes, you can see that now there's this change to, and when I run the script, you can see there's a view logs, and it actually will track all of the console logs, so you can use console logs to get output. Otherwise, if you make tool calls, it will just be put into the contributions of the node. But yeah, inside of the individual versions is where most of the node data actually is. So version 0, every node has notes, which is basically text data and image and files. So you can also upload like a, don't mind that, images. You have values and goals, which are numbers. So like we call this like dollars. And this is the goal side, but I don't have a label up here yet. And then there's also system values or automatic values, which can't be user changed. And that's like if you create a Solana wallet, this will make values that you can't change. This is system, and it's actually tied to real world values. You can swap real tokens. There's AI functionality to control this wallet with all the other logic in the Tree app. Contributions, which this is when you're inside a node, it's tracking all of that node's contributions on like the user contributions page. And then transactions, this is for trading values from one node to another. So when you create one of these, it will look at the root transaction policy and basically make like a voting thing. It's pretty cool looking, but I don't have one set up right now because, as you can see, the form's kind of complicated. Then we have calendar, which, oh yeah, that's what I was doing. Go into this and you'll set like a random schedule. And you can see that you'll have all your different stuff in the calendar. So you can use this to make really intricate plans, to-do list, AI scheduled tasks. Global values shows all the different values across all the nodes. Understandings, I'll show you guys a little demo of that. Okay, I'm gonna actually, to show you guys understandings, I'm gonna go to a tree I've already made called carrot cake, and these all have notes inside of them about how to make a carrot cake. So what an understanding is basically takes all the contents of that node, summarizes it down into some kind of encoded format based on a perspective, and does the process all the way down in the tree to the root, so it can take complex data structures and simplify them. So I've done these two. They're kind of boring. Let me think of something good. Oh shit. Okay, well I just created one on accident. If you do a default, it just does that. Turn into a song. There we go. Now I'm gonna go into reflect mode for this because that's where the understanding controls are. I'm just gonna paste this in there. Alright, this takes a long time. Some kind of weird bug where like it's hanging for a minute in between requests sometimes, so I'm gonna have to look into that. But ideally this runs in the background when the user's not around and is continuously going to be summarizing their tree, and placing these summarized results so that the AI can navigate trees better and understand them from different perspectives. I realized I skipped over this book feature, so I'm going to show that. The book basically takes all of the notes from all of the tree and turns it into a book format, which you can filter out different things and also generate a share link, which you can share with people, which is nice because you can share your nodes without, or share your tree data without exposing all of your tree. And then another thing is, as of now, the modes switching is manually done by the user, but I'm going to be adding a layer of orchestration where an AI is going to examine every user request and determine if it's the appropriate mode, and if not, it's going to switch to the appropriate mode. So this mode switching will still be here manually to be chosen by the user, but it will be changed, determined by the intent of the message, which will be really cool. And the last thing I want to talk about is the functionality of acting agents, which I'm going to be adding next after all of this. Once this input can determine the intent, switch to the appropriate modes, do all the actions, and I know that it's reliable, I'm going to add a system to where you can add in an AI, a secondary AI that has some kind of goal or intent and scheduling, and it will talk for you into this chat box with those time intervals or scheduling information, and basically the other AI will respond and act on your tree, and you can go through and use the scheduling information, the notes, make all types of instructions, and this is kind of like a heartbeat system that will inject the action and goal into this system for the user and do things behind the scenes. Alright, here's a little drawing to show you guys what I'm talking about. So as of now, the user talks to the tree helper, who knows all the functions, maintains the structure of the trees, and those trees are holding the context and the instructions for the AI. But what I'm thinking about adding is this. So this is the user and the acting AI are kind of one and the same to the tree helper. They both have intents that they want to get done on a schedule. The user's schedule is kind of just based on their random dopamine spikes in their brain and whatever time they come and talk to it and what they want to do in that moment. But the acting AI is a more programmable schedule intent engine that will shape the tree and help build it. So the user can program acting AIs with the intent and the schedule, such as check my Solana tree and recalculate price values and send me a message if below a certain point, something like that. Just wanted to correct that real quick. The acting AI would more likely just say, check my Solana tree branch, and once the tree helper gets that tree branch, baked into the notes of that tree branch would be the instructions. The acting AI doesn't provide what to do to the tree helper. That's all baked into the structure of the tree. The acting AI would more be like something to just start the conversation. And also, this is going to probably come later. I don't know if this will ever come, but the tree helper itself will be able to program acting agents to act on itself.